lovely viewers, you are most welcome to our channel Poetry Online. In this video, we shall be presenting to you some questions and answers on the selected literature poems. Kindly subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon to get updates on all our new videos. Once again, let us assure you of a very interesting discussion. Get ready for this lesson. This video will cover The Weaver Bird by Kofi Awoonor, Nightfall Soweto by mbuyiseni, An African Thunderstorm by David Rubadiri, Once Upon a Time by Gabriel Okara, Night Rain by J.P. Clark. Let's begin our discussion with The Weaver Bird by Kofi Awoonor. The poem criticizes A. Africans, B. Weaver birds, C. The colonialist, D. Education. The correct answer to this question is C. The poem criticizes the colonialist. The persona is a defender of A. Colonial administration, B. Neo-colonialism, C. African tradition, D. Natural resources. The correct answer to this question is C. African tradition. And the weaver returned in the guise of the owner. What does this line reveal about the Europeans? A. Strength, B. Ignorance, C. Hypocrisy, D. Humility. The correct answer to this question is C. Hypocrisy. And supervise the egg laying. Who supervised the egg laying? A. Europeans, B. Africans, C. The missionaries, D. The colonialists. The correct answer to this question is B. Africans. And supervise the egg laying. This extract reveals the dash in Africans. A. Benevolence, B. Generosity, C. Vigilance, D. Innocence. The correct answer to this question is D. Innocence. The activities of the colonialist was carried under the guise of A. Education, B. Trade, C. Slavery, D. Religion. The correct answer to this question is D. Religion. Which of these is a major theme of the poem? A. Cultural identity, B. Patriotism, C. European invasion, D. Evangelism. The correct answer to this question is C. European invasion. The word nest in the poem connotes A. Home of birds, B. Africa, C. Colonial administration, D. The colonialist. The correct answer to this question is C. Colonial administration. Which of these paved way for the colonial masters to invade Africa? A. Disunity in Africa, B. Lack of education, C. Humility and hospitality of Africans, D. The innocence of the white man. The correct answer to this question is C. Humility and hospitality of Africans. All but one of the following describes the behavior of the colonialist. A. Frankness, B. Hypocrisy, C. Deception, D. Innocence. The correct answer to this question is D. Innocence. Our next poem is Nightfall Soweto by mbuyiseni. The images invoked in the poem is that of A. Betrayal, B. Darkness, C. Brutality. D. Ecstasy. The correct answer to this question is C. Brutality. Which of the following characterizes nightfall in Soweto? A. Optimism. B. Insecurity. C. Ecstasy. D. Blissfulness. The correct answer to this question is B. Insecurity. The poem depicts an atmosphere of A. Hopelessness. B. Pride. C. Violence. D. Carelessness. The correct answer to this question is C. Violence. He barks like a rabid dog. He barks like a rabid dog best exemplifies A. Metaphor. B. Personification. C. Simile. D. Apostrophe. The correct answer to this question is C. Simile. The beastly side of man is revealed in A. His cage of death. B. Let loose by cruel nightfall. C. Man has ceased to be man. D. Cornered by fear. The correct answer to this question is C. Man has ceased to be man. Daytime in the poem symbolizes A. The future. B. A new day. C. Working hours. D. Brighter days. The correct answer to this question is D. Brighter days. I am the victim. I am slaughtered. I am cornered by fear. What is the dominant device in this extract? A. Anaphora. B. Epigram. C. Allegory. D. Enjama. The correct answer to this question is A. Anaphora. A dreaded disease in the poem best exemplifies A. Hyperbole. B. Personification. C. Alliteration. D. Euphemism. The correct answer to this question is C. Alliteration. Where is my refuge? What is the dominant device in this extract? A. Apostrophe. B. Personification. C. Allusion. D. Rhetorical question. The correct answer to this question is D. Rhetorical question. Where am I safe in the poem depicts the dash of the speaker. A. Homelessness. B. Fear. C. Helplessness. D. Vulnerability. The correct answer to this question is C. Helplessness. Next is An African Thunderstorm by David Rubadiri. The wind whistles by in the poem best exemplifies A. Simile. B. Metaphor. C. Personification. D. Poetic license. The correct answer to this question is C. Personification. The attitude of the woman toward the thunderstorm contrasts with that of the A. Villagers. B. Men. C. Children. D. Babies. The correct answer to this question is C. Children. Pregnant clouds in the poem illustrates A. Hyperbole. B. Metaphor. C. Oxymoron. D. Personification. The correct answer to this question is D. Personification. Like dark sinister wings, this extract exemplifies A. Oxymoron. B. Metaphor. C. Simile. D. Personification. The correct answer to this question is C. Simile. The poem has a setting in A. Africa. B. Malawi. C. Uganda. D. South Africa. The correct answer to this question is A. Africa. Turning sharply, here and there. This line suggests A. Havoc. B. Swift movement. C. Madness. D. Distraction. The correct answer to this question is B. Swift movement. Like a madman chasing nothing. This extract reveals the A. Craziness of the storm. B. Distraction of the wind. C. Madness of the storm. D. Aimlessness of the storm. The correct answer to this question is D. Aimlessness of the storm. Like a madman chasing nothing. This extract best exemplify A. Oxymoron. B. Metaphor. C. Simile. D. Personification. The correct answer to this question is C. Simile. Which of the following lines reveals the destructive nature of the storm? A. Tossing up things on its tail. B. Turning sharply, here and there. C. Like a madman chasing nothing. D. Pregnant clouds. The correct answer to this question is A. Tossing up things on its tail. Clothing were like tattered flags flying off. This extract best exemplifies A. Battles and simile. B. Simile and alliteration. C. Metaphor and simile. D. Imagery and consonants. The correct answer to this question is B. Simile and alliteration. Next is Once Upon a Time by Gabriel Okara. The diction of the poem is A. Simple. B. Archaic. C. Complex. D. Informal. The correct answer to this question is A. Simple. How many stanzas has the poem? A. 10. B. 9. C. 8. D. 7. The correct answer to this question is D. 7. The persona is a victim of A. Colonialism. B. Slavery. C. Poverty. D. Societal changes. The correct answer to this question is D. Societal changes. Modern society, according to the persona, is characterized by A. Genuine emotions. B. Simplicity. C. Hypocrisy. D. Innocence. The correct answer to this question is C. Hypocrisy. They in the poem represents A. Europeans. B. Africans. C. Nigerians. D. Ghanaians. The correct answer to this question is B. Africans. Who is the persona addressing? A. The readers. B. The audience. C. The persona's son. D. Africans. The correct answer to this question is C. The persona's son. The use of father and son in the poem depicts A. Family relation. B. Age difference. C. Generational gap. D. Love and humility. The correct answer to this question is C. Generational gap. While their left hand searched my empty pocket, this extract depicts the theme of A. Greed. B. Materialism. C. Poverty. D. Hypocrisy. The correct answer to this question is B. Materialism. The use of son in the poem depicts A. Childishness. B. Carelessness. C. Innocence. D. Fakeness. The correct answer to this question is C. Innocence. Which of these is responsible for the changed behavior of the speaker? A. Fake emotions. B. Social media. C. Modernity. D. Tribal differences. The correct answer to this question is C. Modernity. Next is Ninth Reign by J.P. Clark. Owls and bats in the poem connotes A. Poverty. B. Nocturnal animals. C. A bad omen. D. Sadness. The correct answer to this question is C. A bad omen. The tone of the poem can best be described as A. Sorrow and pity. B. Emotional and optimistic. C. Sorrow and bliss. D. Sarcastic and sorrowful. The correct answer to this question is B. Emotional and optimistic. Our roof thatched and shared. What does this line reveal about the poem? A. Discrimination. B. Poverty. C. Flood. D. Rural life. The correct answer to this question is B. Poverty. And no cock crow. This line best exemplifies the literal device A. Assonance. B. Metaphor. C. Alliteration. D. Consonance. The correct answer to this question is C. Alliteration. It is drumming hard here. What is the dominant literal device in this extract? A. Hyperbole. B. Euphemism. C. Onomatopoeia. D. Irony. The correct answer to this question is C. Onomatopoeia. The poem begins with the speaker's uncertainty of the A. Location. B. Rainstorm. C. Time. D. Atmosphere. The correct answer to this question is C. Time. The poem portrays rural areas as A. Developing. B. Exalted. C. Marginalized. D. Progressive. The correct answer to this question is C. Marginalized. The images created in this poem represents the situation of Dash in Africa. A. Farmers. B. City dwellers. C. The poor. D. The privileged. The correct answer to this question is C. The poor in Africa. Falling like orange and mango. What is the dominant device in this extract? A. Metaphor. B. Simile. C. Oxymoron. D. Hyperbole. The correct answer to this question is B. Simile. The speaker compares his discomfort to that of A. A snake hit with a stick. B. A fish dropped out of the deep. C. A bird in a cage. D. A lion in a zoo. The correct answer to this question is A. A fish dropped out of the deep. Thanks for watching this video. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video.